We want to start, though, with some breaking news into the newsroom. Thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Bob. Rogers police asking for your help finding a missing child who has autism. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman is live now from where police in Rogers are starting this search. Laura, what can you tell us right now?
Darren, Rogers police have set up a staging area right here at Rogers High School where they say 15-year-old Dakota Culbertson ran away from. Now, the command unit, the sheriff's command unit is still here, and I have seen dogs walking around the perimeter along with police officers walking around the perimeter. It seems like most of the volunteers have gone inside because of the rain, but do not let that fool you. The search is still very much active. Let's take a look at a couple of pictures released from the Rogers Police Department, and they tell us that Dakota ran away from the high school around 4:15 this afternoon. He is 5'7", 140 pounds, and was last seen wearing a gray hoodie with a black sleeves and lime green Nike swoosh and a dark colored pants. Now, police say that he has autism and has done this in the past and has been found hiding in sheds or barns and is capable of covering long distances on foot. Now, they are concerned for Dakota with more rain chances ahead. And if you see him, call Rogers Police at 479-636-4141. We'll keep you updated on the search efforts. Back to y'all.
All right, Laura, thanks. Of course, we will keep you updated with any new information on air and on our website as well at 5newsonline.com. Laura, thanks live there in Rogers tonight. Let's talk about the forecast. You heard Laura talk about the rain that's falling right now, and Scott's joining us now to tell us that we're not out of the woods just yet.
No, certainly hoping and praying for the best there in Rogers. Rain is going to hamper some of those search efforts out there. You can see live radar right now shows a big batch of nearly widespread soaking rain continues to fall across the viewing area. This is lifting in from the southwest to the northeast, a slow, good, healthy rain. We really needed this, and we got it today without really any storms. Did see a few lightning strikes out there earlier this evening, so you might have heard a rumble of thunder. Can't rule it out into the overnight, but I'll tell you, there's really not much of a severe weather threat at all. This is a good soaking rain, good sleeping weather out there. You might see a couple of showers lingering first part of tomorrow morning, but I think most of us are going to be dry. We'll go with a very small 20% chance in the morning hours. Those clouds are gradually going to break, and we'll see a little bit of sunshine later in the day. As a result of less rain chances tomorrow, less clouds, it'll be a bit warmer out there. Expect a lot of us to be back in the 70s. A little bit more sunshine earlier in the day in the River Valley. Tracking a few things in the next 10 days. Yeah, it's wet tonight, but we've got a really nice weekend ahead of us. More rain is on the way. Of course, this is a live look in downtown Fayetteville, where tomorrow night they're going to flip the switch on a whole bunch of Christmas lights. We'll take a look at what that forecast looks like right here in just a few minutes.
All right, Scott, thanks. City of Fort Smith is in a budget crisis. City staffers now taking steps to address a multi-million-dollar revenue shortfall for next year. For starters, the city is taking a hard look at not filling vacant positions. Laura Castleman tells us the city is going into next year with a $4.5 million revenue shortfall.
As Chief Clark indicated, that would be a terrible thing for the police department and the fire department.
That's Fort Smith Police Chief Danny Baker's response at a plan to cut 8 vacant law enforcement positions. This would mean a $1.4 million budget trim from the police department.
If I knew that we would be talking about cutting positions from the police department, I would never have broached the idea of a raise this year.
Chief Baker says he was shocked the Fort Smith Board of Directors is looking to cut 8 positions from the force.
We absolutely do not want to lose any positions, but I can't sit up here in good conscience with all these other departments looking at me and say the police department needs to not come to the table and providing relief to the situation that we're in.
The police department isn't the only agency facing potential cuts. Other city services like the fire department are also in the crosshairs.
We identified 14 uniform positions, either police or fire positions.
Jeff Dingman is the acting city administrator for the city of Fort Smith. He says rising costs and flat revenue have forced the city to consider budget cuts. He also says board of directors talked about increasing fees for landfills like other cities have.
Our citizens can get the benefit of that, but our surrounding communities take advantage of that as well. Reducing our overall budgeted headcount is the fact that that is an operational change that will impact us in following years until such time as our revenues might increase to where we can start adding employees back.
Was Laura Castleman reporting. Now, Deming says the goal is to balance the budget while minimizing the impact on taxpayers. We'll, of course, keep you posted on what happens as the discussions continue on how to handle this major funding shortfall for next year. Meanwhile, tonight, the Benton County Quorum Court approving more than $15,000 to go to the Children and Family Advocacy Center. Told you back in October, the agency faces a $90,000 shortfall in federal funding this year. It's losing $600,000 in federal funding next year. County leaders unanimously approved for the nonprofit to get $15,300. New tonight, the Franklin County Clerk has released new information for the State Senate District 26 special election. The deadline to register to vote is December 8th. Early voting starts December 30th. It will end on January 5th. Primary will happen the next day, and the election is now set for March 3rd. You can find a list of the polling sites on our website at 5newsonline.com. We also have an update on the Maysville firefighter who was critically injured in a motorcycle crash last week. Fire chief there told us today Colby Amos opened his eyes and gave the signal to his mom. Told us he had surgery today to fix his arm. Fire department is hosting its annual chili supper auction on Saturday. All the funds raised will be donated to Amos as he continues to recover. Across the state in Pine Bluff, a police officer has now been fired after he crashed his patrol car into a jewelry store while driving drunk. Maya Ellison gives us a closer look at the scene of the accident and an update on this investigation.
The aftermath of what Pine Bluff police say was an accident involving one of their own. Video surveillance shows 25-year-old Xavier Higgins driving into the front of Sissy's Log Cabin at Highway 79 and Fawcett Road. The damage estimated at $500,000.
Officer Xavier Higgins, 25, who's been with the Pine Bluff Police Department since June 24th, 2024, was terminated at noon today after being charged with DWI, careless and prohibitive driving, failure to obey a stop sign, all in connection to last night's incident at Sissy's Log Cabin.
According to police, Higgins was leaving a social event at a police lodge on Target Valley Road around 1 a.m. Investigators say he was driving more than 100 miles per hour before striking the building, and that alcohol was found in the back seat, prompting officers to administer a breathalyzer.
He blew .17, which is well above the .08 legal limit in the state of Arkansas.
Well, this long stretch of road you see behind me is Fawcett Road. The path investigators say the off-duty officer followed, completely crossing this intersection, missing the stop sign until they made it to Sissy's Log Cabin. But local businesses and others in this area tell me that this road, this area, has a reputation of wrecks and close calls.
I mean, in my lifetime, I've seen, handfuls of wrecks right around this corner, all through our annex building, through the antique building, and different things like that as well, too.
Sissy's Log Cabin President William Jones says accidents in this area are common. And across the road at Stratton's Auto, Jeremy Stratton says speeding is a constant concern.
Very seldom are they going 40. I mean, even on the side street over here, they usually doing 50, 55, and they don't slow down no matter what.
Pine Bluff police say Higgins was cited for violating the department's pursuit policy just 5 months ago. After Wednesday's crash, he was cited and released.
The city does not condone that in reference to our officers or our community.
That was Maya Ellison reporting. Now as for Sissy's Log Cabin, President William Jones says repairs will continue. He expects to be open tomorrow. The Federal Transit Administration has awarded the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville more than $13 million for new transit buses. It'll help the area meet growing demand for alternative transportation. The FTA giving out $2 billion across the nation to help modernize the country's transit bus infrastructure. This month, the Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission found adding a bus system throughout the entire region would cost more than $200 million. Crystal Bridge is announcing it will bring in a very special guest to the museum December 1st, former President Barack Obama. He'll speak at the museum's new lecture series, Building Bridges, which they say will, quote, celebrate the American spirit of meeting in the middle. Crystal Bridges Chair Olivia Walton will host the lecture. Tickets will go on sale to members tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. You can only buy two tickets per account. They'll be released to the general public right after. On Saturday, 30 miles of Christmas lights will switch on to light up Bentonville City Square. Downtown Bentonville hosting its annual holiday event with something new this year. A Broadway-style show featuring the Perry Ryan Theater Company will happen an hour before the lights come on. Children can also get their picture taken with Santa Claus at his workshop on the new A Street Promenade.
Even though the lights come on at 6, the event kind of kicks off at 4 with Santa's workshop. And it's going to be a section of the A Street Promenade that has all kinds of toy items from some of the hottest brands of the season. That is our gift to the community, and folks can come check those out throughout the event or until we run out.
After the lights come on, people can also make their way down to Lawrence Plaza for a free exhibition featuring the Ozark Figure Skating Club.